I noticed about this season, in like gaming at least, the gaming has been spread out so much this year because remember, like there were a lot of big releases in like fucking February. Like, you know what I mean? Like all of those holiday last year games got pushed to like February. So like February was,
Anthem? Everybody's favorite game, Anthem?
It was supposed to be a good release. I mean, it was a big release. It wasn't a good release. How about that?
Yeah.
And so like all of those games, those big releases got pushed to like February and shit like that. And then, what we're left with in like when it was really supposed to pop in September, like basically what do we have? Like 2K, Outer Worlds came out.
Didn't that make it better for people's Christmases?
It made it better for people's Christmases, but it did not make it better for people like us who are in the content business. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I gotta be able to, like, this is the time where everybody's podcast, especially if you deal with nerd shit, everybody's podcast should be bubbling right now. Like everybody's, because this is the time when all of the nerd shit come out, and then we're prepared for like when Star Wars comes out and all of this other shit that happens in like November and December and all that kind of stuff. And like, this is when people are supposed to start getting excited for all of this stuff. And like the excitement is gone because the hot shit came out in February. You know what I mean? Like, or like earlier in the year. So like it's been stretched out so far. And also like what we've already discussed before, where like, there's never been a better time to be someone who plays video games. But the problem with that is like everybody has their niche now. And we don't have that game that comes out and we all buy it. Like what used to happen during the PS3 and 360.
Have, like, with Game Pass, because like everybody has Gears, but like nobody's fucking talking about Gears.
Nobody's talking about Gears because it's Gears. Like it's like after Gears 3, like how many people really get up for Gears? Like, I don't know. Like I don't get it, but it's like one of those things to where we used to get up for Gears when we didn't have a whole lot of anything else to play and a Gears release meant something. But these days you can play anything that you want to. There's so many fucking games out there and so many things to do that you just kind of, everyone just kind of goes to their corner right now, and everybody just kind of do everybody just at this point, they just kind of do what they do. And like no one, and we don't have that, like what happened when like the new Halo or the new Call of Duty came out. I mean, like when everybody bought it.
When Borderlands 2 came out, like half my fucking friends list was playing it. And when Borderlands 3 came out, I know people who had, I don't have it yet, but like everybody has it in different places.
I do. I have it, but that's another thing. The fragmenting of the audience is like real. I think a lot of us, we like I said, we all go to our corners, not just with the games that we play, but also the places where we play games. Because I know quite a few people, I know quite a few people clearing their throat on the microphone, but no, I know quite a few people who have just decided that one platform is better than the other to them, and they're just going to roll with that. And like on one hand is cool, but like the community at this point is fractured, and it's fractured like terribly.
It's fractured but whole.
No, there is no hole to the community anymore. It's just fractured. Some of
the gamers do have fractured buttholes.
Yes. I do actually have fractured butthole on the Switch. But
speaking of fractured buttholes, you were talking about, you had mentioned Star Wars. I had, was just kind of scrolling through, and I ended up.
Please tell me you didn't go down the rabbit hole of like all of these Star Wars people that are complaining about everything.
I ended up on a comment section of an article about The Last Jedi. And, okay, have either one of you guys seen the movie Ghost World?
I have not.
All right. Well, it came out in 2001. It's a really funny movie. Not very PC, but it's still funny. It's a good movie. It's about these two girls who pretty much in out of high school and they were best friends, and then they kind of like are not really going down the same path or whatnot. But it's a good movie. But anyway, they find out a plot point is little spoilers for a movie that's almost 20 years old. Apparently, there's a chain of a chicken chain, like fried chicken, like Popeyes, called Cook's Chicken, and then the girl found out through a source that it used to be called, like back in the 20s, it used to be called Coon's Chicken, and it had all these racist imagery and stuff, and she used the imagery to and like an art piece and like to like bring the shockingness back into that people are still racist and hateful. They just don't talk about it. Right. I was like, man, 2001 was completely different then. Because, like, this little comment section, they didn't fucking hide shit. Like, oh my god. The dude was just straight up, like, he doesn't even believe that women should be in anything other than supporting roles. Like, don't keep women out of film. And, I mean, straight, not even like sugarcoating it. He was like, fuck women. And like, dude, and I was just like, what the fuck?
How much would a bet he never has?
I could pretty much most likely guarantee, because the one side that was arguing was calling the other side incels, and the incels was calling the other side SJWs, and it was just going at it. And I was just like, man, I miss when Star Wars was just me and my VHS tapes, and fuck this fandom.
Yeah, that's why I got out of the term gamer. I saw all of this shit coming. Like, I can't care about this that much, to whereas like I just can't care about this that much. I can't care about this where like, just if you know, where I shit on you just because you like The Last Jedi, which I did actually. But like, I
love The Last Jedi. I think it's the best Star Wars movie since probably Empire Strikes Back. It's great. Actually,
the best movie is 3. Is Revenge of the Sith. Fight me. But I just don't get.
I don't fight you. I'm not going to fight you because I'm not one of them.
You can't fight me. I've stood next to you. I can throw you probably a pretty good distance. But no, it's just the thing where, well, I mean, if anybody was reading the tea leaves on this, like, we saw all of this shit coming during last console generation. Like, all of this shit happened during last console generation, where we lost our sense of community, our sense of togetherness. Like, it just became like, you know, like, fuck Microsoft or fuck Sony and like, Nintendo. But like, it just became like a huge, like, big ball of what the fuck's happening here. And like, there was nobody, like, we didn't have the structure, of like, we didn't have the structure of certain fandoms have, where certain fandoms actually listen to people. And then, like, you have some people in that was in the gaming community that people listened to, that was just fanning the flames, because at the time it got them clicks, it got them views, it got them listens, and they just fanned the fucking flames on this shit without realizing how this fucking California wildfire was going to just destroy everything that, as a community, that we technically built for ourselves. It's just like, you know, there was just a lot of that, like, in, you know, I blame a lot of the podcasters. There's a certain few that I definitely point to, and I was just like, y'all fuck this up.
BioWare really fucked this up.
No, BioWare
fucked it up when they caved.
Yes, BioWare, everything changed when BioWare caved, because it wasn't just the community yelling at the community anymore. Now they could yell at one of the companies and the company would cave. That's what BioWare did, that shit. And if it wasn't for Mass Effect 3, I don't think we would have had Gamergate and all of this other stuff. Like, none of that shit would have happened if you knew, if you knew that if you could yell out whatever you wanted to about video games and how it treated women and all of this kind of stuff, if you knew that the people who made the video games weren't going to fucking listen to you either way, then, like, none of the Gamergate shit would have popped. But, like, when BioWare listened to assholes, basically, it fucked up the game for everybody. And
yeah, that's why like when this Sonic thing happened, I was like, yeah, the Sonic looks fucking dumb. But the moment they changed it, I was like, you guys are going down a bad hole, man. We've seen this before.
We've seen the people who started BioWare after Mass Effect 3, they fucking quit. They completely quit dealing with fucking video games. I mean, these are the people that are responsible for, like, these games that we love. And, well, that a lot of us love. I know everybody's not a Mass Effect fan or a Dragon Age fan, down, on that. But,
psychopaths aren't a Mass Effect fan. That's who's not a Mass Effect fan.
You know what? I could roll with that. But like, and then like, you have all of this stuff happening, like, what the fuck's happening at Bethesda right now? And like, all of the stuff that's happening with like Gearbox and shit right now. All of this is a result of what happened. What happened with BioWare.
The same thing that people say about, that white console versus that black console. Well, sorry. The
honky versus the nigger console.
Well, the Xbox or the white console was the Xbox and the black console was the PlayStation. I was thinking like the 360
originally.
Yeah. So, but yeah, those companies, they don't give a shit about you. They're just looking, for their bottom line, and they don't care about you. But the same thing can be said to the developers. These fucking fandoms, they don't give a shit about you. They'll flip-flop. They're the most fucking flip. Like, you ever had friends that were like flip-flopping all the time? They fucking, you never trust them. It's like thousands of them in fandoms.
Right.
Like, in 2012, 2011, Bethesda was the golden child. Yeah, they had some jank, and they were like, and now, fucking THQ has looked more highly than Bethesda because they made one mistake.
Yeah, and it's also
they're still making mistakes. Yeah,
but it's also a thing where it's like all of your mistakes are like completely overblown right now because of social media, and people feel like they have access to yell at people like Bethesda now.
Yeah,
and again, that goes back to BioWare. Like, if BioWare didn't create that avenue of connection between the customers and the creators, if they didn't cave and basically, like, if they created that lane for the assholes, and like the assholes decided, I don't just want this lane, I'm gonna take this whole fucking road, and like, y'all gonna have to deal with me. And that's what happened to gaming.
How many times have you seen somebody that's making some dumbass opinion on Facebook, and you click on their profile, and their profile says single?
Bruh, I see this shit all the time, and there's some it's some weird shit that happens on social media now. Jay from the Dream Team, he made a tweet that he was talking about rich people. Like, somebody put out a tweet saying that rich people feel vilified, and then he was like, you do realize they are the villains, right? That tweet has like 48,000 likes and like 16,000 retweets. And he became viral, and people started showing up in his mentions, in his DMs, and all of that kind of stuff, just off of that one fucking tweet. And like, And it's like I've never understood outrage culture. And like even when like in the like this shit really started for me, it started during the 360 PS3 era, where like it became very apparent that like gamers always felt like they had to draw a line. And like, I can't love everything. And like, people started speaking more about the things that they hate as opposed to speaking about the things that they love. And this kind of filtered out to everything. Like, there's like people like when, like, years ago when the Spurs won the championship, people were like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, the Spurs. I love the Spurs. And I was just like, holy fuck, I never knew you were a Spurs fan because all you did was talk shit about LeBron. You know what I mean? It's like people speak more about like, it's like the lines got drawn where it was just like, I like Call of Duty. So because I like Call of Duty, fuck Halo to the end of the earth. You know what I mean? Like it just became like that type of shit. Or I fuck with Killzone, fuck Call of Duty and Halo. And like everybody just kept drawing these lines that no one, that they felt like they couldn't cross. Like you bought a PlayStation and you felt like that was your line. I could never leave this line.
They did just spend $600 on a console and had to justify that purchase somehow.
They had to justify the purchase, but then like eventually when you ended up with multiple consoles, did you still have to keep justifying it?
Because then,
you know what I'm saying?
Since it was your first purchase and you still, even though you got that 360 for $150, you still had to justify that 600 initial purchase.
I was 100% an Xbot when I bought my 360. I had no intention on buying a PS3, like zero. But then they started coming out with a couple of exclusives that I wanted to play. Like I wanted to play Uncharted and stuff like that. So I went and bought a used one. So Sony wouldn't get my money. But I still went and bought it. But like, did I absolutely shit on the PlayStation after I bought one? No. And a lot of people think that buying one justifies everything bad they can say about it.
And I'm glad I didn't get that fucking tank of original PS3. The PS3 that I bought late in the system was that slim one that had the click thing on it. I love that shit.
I had a fat only because when I bought it, it still had the Linux capability inside, and I had fully intended to do that. And like not too long after I got the damn thing, they cut the Linux stuff out because that's how people were using the pirate.
But yeah, that slide tray, that was badass because at first you're like, man, that sounds nasty. But man, it was great because there's nothing to fucking break. You know what I mean? You put your fucking disc in there like a CD player and close it. There ain't no fucking games getting stuck into it. And then
I had the fat where you just let it slide in the drawer basically. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, there was one where you can you slide a door off and you click one into like you're clicking it into a CD player.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you literally can't get a disc stuck into the console.
Slim.
Yeah,
I think that was a slim.
Okay, yeah, I bought a fat, so I never really got around to the slim. So I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'll take your word for it.
But yeah, I went back and
also the fat was a fucking fingerprint magnet. It was a dust magnet, bruh. That shiny finish, it looked great,
but I was constantly having to clean it.
Yes, it is. I mean, it's bad. Like my PS4 is kind of similar. My PS4 is kind of similar, but it's nowhere near as bad as that. Is nowhere near as bad as that. My PS4, like I keep getting dust in that little lip between the top part and the bottom part where the USBs and shit are. I keep having problems there, but not really like anywhere else, just in those like crevices.
But yeah, I'm definitely not. I mean, there's within the generations, there's one I preferred over the other, but like,
yeah. I definitely prefer one over the other, but like I'm not gonna. Preferring one over the other is not gonna lead me to like yelling and screaming online about the one I don't like as much. Yeah, like that is the point. That is the part that like really started bothering me about the gaming community.
Because why waste your energy, man?
It is a complete waste of energy. And like I said, like, I don't know, did I say this here?
Unless you're a beta tester and you're like, there's a new Xbox dashboard and you're in the beta program and you can go in there and literally help them make it better and you're being constructive about it. That's different. But people are.
I mean, not. Technically there is, like all of that's 100% true. Yeah. There's a new dashboard and it kind of looks cool and it helps, it lets you customize it a bit. But like it's one of those things to where it's like I just couldn't, like I was just like, man, I'm too old for this shit. Like, and then like you would think that other people your age or older would be like, yeah, I'm too old for this shit too. And no, it was the motherfuckers who were 40 something that were doing podcasts and shit like that were still fanning these fucking flames. And I was just like, nigga, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you are a grown ass man. You got a job, you have a family and all of this kind of stuff. And you still out here like, fuck the Xbox? Like, what's wrong with you? Don't you got better shit to do? And like I said, I don't know what I said here, but like a couple weeks ago, I was bored at work and I went to Twitter and the same people are having the same arguments. It hasn't changed. It hasn't changed at all. It was the same, like,
does that comfort you a little bit to where like, man, things are changing too much. I wish things were like they used to be. And you go on Twitter and be like, man, I feel like home. Everybody's still arguing.
I don't feel like it's home because I don't feel like it's home because this is my home of my adolescence that I left behind to become an adult. And then I come back and visit and like everybody else there is still a fucking child.
I saw a Hard Times article. It's like, there's a punk rock noise machine to help punkers go to sleep to the sound of parents arguing. And I was like, they need to be a gamer one to where it's like, help gamers go to sleep to people arguing over the console wars.
Yeah, it definitely needs to be because I mean, I don't know. I think we need to quit this. We've gotten way into the show and we haven't actually said this is Scarcasm. Woo.
This is Scarcasm. Woo! We got Scarfinger. Samuel hasn't said too much.
I'm just letting you all talk about this. I have nothing to say on the subject.
Say something on the subject.
Because Sam actually knows who I'm talking about.
He's talking about you, Sam.
He knows exactly who the fuck I'm talking about.
He's talking about you, Sam.
It's just kind of fucked up. Like, I think like the fact that I went on fucking Twitter recently and the same exact arguments are being had. And like, it's sad. Like, it's so fucking sad. It was just like, yo, when these arguments started, you were already 40. So that means you gotta be damn near 50 still fucking arguing about Xbox versus fucking PlayStation. Like, what the fuck kind of adult are you, dog? Like, what the fuck?
And no, Chase, he wasn't talking about me, but I know who he's talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't get it. Well, Sam's younger than me, so I can't really say anything. But even though Sam's musical taste is definitely older than me, like Sam still listens to like obscure 80s music constantly on rotation. Like, it's not a big, like, he sent me a text message. I'm about to snitch. He sent me a text message where he tried to listen to some more recent music and he sounded like your grandpa trying to listen to
I just didn't get it. Like, it's not for me.
Hey, fellow kids.
It is not for me at all. Like, I just don't get it.
Well, there's like retro kind of new stuff.
I mean, there are still people making the music I like.
You should check out
a lot of the 90s hip hoppers that I like Redman and them, Pete Rock. They still make music. The Wu-Tang Clan. They started a new album.
Or you can have people that do like kind of a real good homage to a lot of that stuff, like the Bruno Mars type stuff. Like, I know a lot of people don't fuck with Bruno Mars, but like that last Bruno Mars album was a complete homage to 80s and 90s R&B, and he fucking nailed it.
That was more like you, Jack. New Jack Swing.
Yeah, it's very
really
it was very New Jacky, but there was a lot there. I heard shades of like Mint Condition and Brian McKnight and like all kinds of stuff that was in there. And then you have some people who are new, but they can give you that old feeling. Like,
I mean, there's that one dude. There's
Anderson
one dude like Anderson .Paak is.
I love Anderson .Paak.
Shut up, Jadena. He's pretty good too. He has an old school feel.
Yes, he does. And then, like I said, Anderson .Paak is really good about that. Like Malibu gives you such a feeling. Like, I don't know how to describe how just sonically dope Malibu is. Like, I listened to the other ones that came out after Malibu, but I don't really get that Malibu feel. But Malibu itself is fucking fantastic. So yeah.
Sam told me to shut up.
I don't listen. I listen to music these days, but because I listen to a lot of marching band stuff, like a lot of the marching bands put me onto new music because I'm listening to it to compare to what I'm hearing their interpretation of. So I listen to a lot of new music because of that.
I'm pretty sure you listen to more radio than I do. Like, the radio is constantly on where you are. I think. I
don't listen to radio. I don't listen to radio at all.
Okay, because I figured when you talk about these newer bands or these newer artists, like I figured you got it off the radio or something.
No, I almost never listen to never listen to the radio unless I'm in the car with my girl and like we just turn the radio on. But I never listen to the radio when I'm in the car by myself. I'm always listening to I'm pulling something up on my phone, whether it's one of my playlists or a podcast. I never listen to the radio when I'm by myself.
It's not on like where you work. That shit. No one plays it.
Mm-mm. I work in an office where I got to answer the phone all the time, and like I have one coworker that plays music and but it's like gospel music and fucking and like preachers like TD Jakes and stuff like that all day long. So like, and then like recently it's been all of the Kanye stuff. So
I listened to that Kanye album.
Yeah, did you like it? Did it make you want to praise yourself?
It was interesting. I mean, the song, like the single, I think is pretty good. But someone on YouTube had pointed this out, and I went back and listened to it because I don't really do much of Zelda stuff. But there's a Zelda theme in Ocarina of Time. Sounds very similar to that Kanye song.
There's video game stuff all through all versions of hip hop and R&B and stuff like that. Like
Eternal Champions.
Eternal Champions. We just talked about this, and then also like that song Soul Survivor, the Akon and Young Jeezy joint. Please tell me y'all know what I'm talking about.
No.
Soul Survivor.
Okay. That song is actually a fucking GoldenEye sample. Wow. Like that's actually a GoldenEye sample, and then like there's stuff all through all of this, but I can't force myself to listen to Kanye, especially the new stuff, because, well, first of all, his last couple of joints have been pretty much trash to me. Like I can't get with anything Kanye pretty much after My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. There's certain songs that I would listen to, but like I can't listen to a whole project from him anymore. And so like, and then this, and the fact that I'm not a Christian, like
don't worry, neither is he. Neither is he.
Well, hold on.
I think he's a recent convert.
I think
he doesn't know what he's talking about.
I think he is one of those. You know what I'm talking about. The old lady at the church that like said she go to church every week and all she does is like fucking find reasons to talk about everybody after the fact. Like she's not there to hear the word. She's there to get a lay of the land so she can talk about this shit later.
She's there to socialize and gossip.
Yeah. And like, I think that's the kind of Christian he's been so far, except for the thing that he's talking about is himself.
Cause I didn't know like he wasn't Because he had songs.
He had a Jesus Walk song. He's had Christian songs.
He did not write Jesus Walks, though. Rhymefest wrote Jesus Walks and actually recorded Jesus Walks, and but since no one has heard of Rhymefest,
what I'm saying is it's one of his songs that he's recorded that he has on his.
Yeah, I didn't know he didn't write that, because that's actually one of my favorite Kanye songs.
Rhymefest wrote that song, and then when Kanye wanted the song, they wrote a third verse for it, because the first two verses are exactly the same from the Rhymefest version. And in fact, the song is primarily the same. And then like they just added another verse for Kanye when he decided to do it. So like, I don't know, like I just don't get, Kanye has this thing where, and he is kind of like the same way I feel about T.I. right now after the comments about his daughter. After the comments about his daughter, like I kind of feel like we spent too much time some people spent too much time idolizing these dudes and really caring about what they have to say, and now they're saying stupid shit. And like some people are just like, well, I rode with him before, I'll just ride with him on this. And it's just like, no, we need to stop riding for this. Like,
and some things before though.
He said plenty of stupid things before. But like it's really getting out of hand. And like him saying that he's a Christian. Okay, you can be a Christian, but I don't think you're a Christian. I don't think you're about a book Christian. Like you are Christian, just like, you know, the people who, go out to the club on Saturday and then just switch over and go to church the next morning without actually going to sleep kind of Christian. You know what I mean? Like you just one of those. Like you're not really, he doesn't seem to really be about this life. He's kind of like the kind of Christian that people believe that Trump is. Because like, I can't believe that anybody thinks Trump is a Christian. Like,
you would think that, like, if he was really, like, what's the word, like, sincere about it, then he wouldn't make his new album to be so on the nose. Like, it's literally called Jesus is King. You would think it would be more subtle and, like, go into it. Because there's other rappers that kind of...
Listen to the songs. They're all about him.
Yes, I knew this.
And then did you see that thing that it may have been taken out of context, but the whole thing about Kanye wanting to change his name?
Oh yeah, it's a billionaire genius, whatever you say.
Yeah, he wants to change his name to Christian genius billionaire Kanye West. And then like I said, this is why we should stop listening to Kanye. Like listening to what he says. Like you can listen to the music, but stop paying attention to what the fuck he says. He said that Forbes would not certify him as a billionaire, but he gave them verification that he is worth $890 million.
Did he go bankrupt a few years ago?
I don't think he did.
Yeah, there were memes about him being broke. Like there were pictures of him hanging out with like John Legend and them, and where they're at the fast food place, and they're like, you know, where you got to go to when one of your friends is broke.
I think that's more of a commentary about like his clothing line and how he dresses, because it all looks like fucking pauper clothes. You know what I mean? Like it all just, I mean, Kanye West convinced motherfuckers that burlap look cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he made shoes that look like burlap, and people was like, I can't wait to spend $200 on these fucking shoes. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all?
$2,000.
Yeah, some people were spending that much, but like, I know that like the regular people that I know were spending like $200 something for these Kanye fucking shoes that look like it's made out of fucking burlap. Like, when the fuck did burlap become cool? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, fucking, like,
well, potato sacks ain't cool. You know
what I mean? Like, nobody fucking wanted to wear fucking burlap since we realized that was a bad thing when fucking Charles Dickens wrote about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, the clothes that Kanye designs looks like what you would imagine Tiny Tim wears on a normal basis. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like, I don't get it. I don't understand it, but it's not for me to understand. I just kind of go like, all right, Kanye, I guess. Like, but like, I know you, I feel like, you know, like, everything that was going on with Antonio Brown, if you care about sports, if you care about football.
I think he wants to be remembered as like this generation's Prince, to where like Prince will say some outlandish shit and everyone's like, oh, that's just Prince. You know what I mean?
No, see, the difference between Kanye and Prince is like people thought Prince was crazy, and like Prince was actually spitting some real shit. It just sounded crazy coming from him. And then like years later you go, oh shit, he really kind of put us up on game at that time. And we just didn't realize we were being put up on game. Kanye is just fucking batshit insane. And he has he has the same kind of, the same kind of, narcissism that I think, which is the reason why he really likes 45 like that. Like they both have the same kind of narcissism. And they both say outlandish shit. And the like stupid people go, well, I like him. I like what he had to say about X thing. You know what I mean? But it's like, well, anybody with like decent common sense is just like, that makes no fucking sense, dog. Like, what are you talking about? I like how Trump speaks. I like how he speaks his mind. It was like, yeah, but his mind is fucking stupid. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about here? And that's the same thing with Kanye. And like, and it's like the way that they both speak is like the kind of the bad side of somebody like Farrakhan, because Farrakhan will say some real shit, and then all of a sudden that off the wall thing comes in, and you're just like, whoa, I can't roll with you on that. You know what I mean?
He'll say something, then he say something like anti-Semitic or something.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like he'll talk about uplifting the black people and like, we got to get out of here, we got to do this and whatever like that. And then he says something bad about the Jews, and it's like, whoa, hold on, dog. Like I will need you to stay right over there. I can't go with you on this one. Like I can't go there. But like Kanye is like that side of Farrakhan as a total person. But the problem with Kanye has always been this single fact. He is really good at music. Really good at music. The problem is he knows it.
Yeah. And scene.
Yeah, pretty much. And
just roll the credits of the podcast.
All right, so all right, we already been on for like an hour. Well, we talked for quite a bit before the show started. What y'all been into? I actually played some games, yo.
The Good Place actually got good again.
Yes. The cliffhanger.
Literal cliffhanger.
Yes.
But
has it got place again yet?
Shut up. See, you keep doing this to yourself, Chase.
I keep doing it to you.
You're lucky we don't have a soundboard, because you would be getting the Price is Right horn all the time.
You be getting the gong.
No, Price is Right horn. Like that's pretty much the standard for like things that Chase says.
I would hit Chase with the Plinko stick.
Or
that came out wrong.
Yeah, it sounds. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We'll just move on. So we'll start with you, Sam, since you haven't said a whole lot. Do you want to start with watching or games first?
I guess we'll start with watching. Started watching Good Omens, which is kind of. I read the graphic novel years ago, so I kind of know what happens, but it's really fun to watch, like on screen.
You know, I think there was pieces of that I missed, because like, I don't know whether I just kind of dozed off doing some of it, but like it would get to a point like, and I'm watching it and I'm just kind of like, when the fuck did we get here?
Yeah, that kind of, yeah, no, that's pretty normal, because I'm like, wait, what happened?
Yeah. So there's a couple of episodes, especially the last two, I had to watch those twice.
I did like how they were going on and on about the Hellhound. He's like, oh, the Hellhound has to be big. He has to be the biggest one ever. And then when he finally gets there, he's like, I want a small dog. And the Hellhound's like, huh? Hmm?
Right. I really dug it. I watched it a little while ago, but I actually dug it. I liked it a lot.
Right. Yeah, I've been getting into that. It's really funny. So they basically played three card Monty with the Antichrist. When he was born, you know?
Yeah.
And he took him to the convent, that whole 3-card money thing.
Yeah.
I was confused. I had to watch that a few times because I wasn't sure how they ended up the way they did.
Yeah. because that was really funny, and like how they thought that this was the child and it wasn't the child because shit got switched up that day and all that other stuff. That was actually really cool, and it made me want to read the book or whatever. It's a graphic novel. It's not a book.
Yeah, it's a graphic novel.
Okay, yeah, it kind of made me want to at the time, kind of like how I wanted to actually go back and read The Boys. Even though I just watched somebody explain everything that happened in the graphic in the volumes, and I saved myself the headache. But yeah, all right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Let's see. I watched half of that Breaking Bad movie. It's kind of they spend a lot of time on nothing, and it's just like you're spending way too much time here. You should be moving the story forward. It's just kind of like
I haven't got.
So far, I'm not really impressed.
They picked up too many side quests.
Yeah, no, they stayed at one side quest too long.
Oh,
yeah. I've heard very mixed. Like, I don't know anybody that even like Breaking Bad fans that have said they loved it. Either they thought it was all right or this was trash. Like, I don't know anybody that's at the upper end of that. Usually, it's really high or really low, not too much in the middle. No, it's middle or low. For most of the people that I know.
So what was the name of the dude that was on Friday Night Lights who was also on Breaking Bad? The goofy looking blonde kid. I think on Friday Night Lights he was Landry.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Okay, so they brought him back for this.
Jesse.
The only weird part is it's 5 years later and he's even fatter than he's huge. And when he was on the show he wasn't this big.
Well, actually, he was on. What was he on? He was on
he was on something recently.
He was on something. What you call it? He was on. He was in Bandersnatch, right?
He was in a movie.
The Black Mirror movie. The Black Mirror interactive movie.
He was in a movie or a TV show recently.
Or was that? No, he was actually in Black Mirror. He was in the pseudo Star Trek episode.
I never watched a minute of that.
Okay, yeah. You should watch that. As a Star Trek fan, you should watch that episode at least. You don't need to know.
I'm not looking into high-tech Twilight Zone.
I mean, that episode is actually pretty cool. Like, it's basically like someone is like a super Star Trek fan, and basically what he did was he took kind of people's DNA and replicated them inside of a private part of a MMO, and like put them in a ship where he was in total control, where he was the captain and all of that kind of stuff. And like, it's these people who are like based off of these people for some reason. Like, one lady who got like, she threw away a lollipop or something like that, and he took her DNA and was able to recreate her with all of her memories and stuff. I don't get that part, but like, it's like these people that are stuck inside of this MMO where he runs it. He was like the engineer who like created this MMO, but he's not in control of it from like a corporate standpoint. But he was the guy who actually created the game, but he has this own private area of the game. And basically he just runs his own side thing of like the Star Trek type game. And like scanning all of these people who he knows in it, He
was on the Fargo TV show. That's where I've seen him at recently. But no, yeah, he's gained a lot of weight since leaving Breaking Bad, and to see him in flashbacks is just really, really weird.
Yeah,
like he couldn't put in some CGI on him,
right? it's Netflix. Like they kind of bleeding money right now, and Tuesday is going to be a really bad day for them.
Oh yeah, because of Disney Plus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even though someone said that Disney Plus is not going to have anything that's above PG-13. There's nothing on Disney Plus that's going to be above PG-13. I was like, man, fuck that shit. I'm keeping my Netflix. Well, I'm doing the bundle anyway. So
the only thing on there I want to see is The Mandalorian. After that, I'm cutting it. Just like after Watchmen is over, I'm cutting HBO now. My boss loves the Watchmen, and he loves the actual like book. Well, no, he loves the movie. He never read the book. Oh, well, this show is based on the book, not the movie.
Yeah, I've heard. But a lot of people are pissed off about Regina King character. I guess I don't know anything about it. But I guess she's one of the main characters.
She beats up racists. She beats up pretty much like Nazis. So yeah, that's why they hate her.
Oh wow, that's but like Regina King is so fucking dope. Like how like the fact that she like made a career out of like being better than all of these leading ladies she had to play in movies with. Like
yeah, she's had a long career. And basically starting off as like being like the daughter on a NBC sitcom
227.
Yeah, but there's some parts of it that really bother me, but also like I'm able to look past that and just keep going. So I'm trying to power through that and just kind of, it's a bit too violent for me.
Okay.
And plus, like, there's just some scenes on there that are really uncomfortable.
Okay. I mean, is it like uncomfortable on purpose, or is it just like a person?
No, it's supposed to be.
Okay.
But it's just like, you know what? My psyche doesn't need to be watching this right now. So I'll just like watch an episode and then like about a week or two later come back and watch the next one. That's kind of how I've been doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as, but yeah, no, I've been watching a lot of that, watching some Good Place. I think that's about it for as far as watching.
Yeah, I've been watching like the stuff that comes out weekly, like all of the CW shows that I dig and all of that other stuff. Like I've been watching all of that. And like I have actually like watched like a couple of episodes, and Chase is not here to rib me about this, but I've had to watch subs of My Hero Academia, and I hate it so much. Bruh, I hate
all I hear is good stuff about that show.
It's good and I like it. I just don't like it not dubbed. And I know like anime fans are all subs over dubs, but like I need to be able to look away from the screen. Like, I don't need to be staring at this the whole fucking time.
My only thing is that, I just have a history of seeing really, really bad dubs.
I can't. And I don't like how, I don't like how, like, a lot of the protagonists are, like, very, very kiddie. Even like with Dragon Ball, like the Japanese version, I think it's a lady who does the voice or something like that, and it just doesn't fit like what I think he should sound like. You know what I mean? Like I mean, maybe because I saw the dub first, but that doesn't sound like Dragon Ball to me. And I know that sounds like Dragon Ball to everybody else, but I just can't fuck with it. And I can't fuck with I can't fuck with too much that I gotta read. Like, I just can't. And then they came out with a whole nother season of One Punch Man, which I really liked One Punch Man. It's just kind of funny. It's like super, super funny. And they came out with a whole season of just subs, and I can't do it. Like, I can't do it. And I really like the first two seasons that are on Hulu. I really dug those a lot. I kind of watch most of it kind of like episodes at a time. And I just can't do the subs. Like, when they put the dubs up there, then we good. But other than that, fuck that. And then like, I don't think I watched too much else, like, just the normal CW stuff. Batwoman is interesting. Like I'm still saying like, it's really interesting. I'm wondering where they're going to go with this, because
I still haven't watched any of that, and I have them all recorded on my DVR.
Here's the only problem with Batwoman. There's one big problem with Batwoman. She does this kind of Dear Diary shit to Bruce every episode.
Uh-huh.
Where she's like talking to Bruce about like, about like what's happening with her and like her pursuit of being Batwoman and taking on the mantle of being the Bat. But she's like, but it's like a diary type thing that she's writing for him, because apparently he did that also. She like they found like his writings or whatever about being Batman. And so she's doing the same thing, but it's just like, yeah, but like, who the fuck are you actually writing to? Like we like, according to the story, Batman left 3 years ago and ain't nobody heard from him since. You know what I mean? Like it's basically like it seems like a continuation of the Nolan Batman, where like at the end of the last Nolan Batman movie, he just kind of split.
Right.
So I think it's more of a continuation of that than anything else that happened after. But it's just like, I don't know. It seems like you're doing the Dear Diary thing, and like is Bruce ever going to see this? Like, is he ever going to come back? He's obviously not coming back to the show because the shows can't use the character unless they do like some weird shit, like what they're supposed to be doing during Crisis, where fucking actually Kevin Conroy himself is going to be Batman. Like, you know what I mean? So, but like but so far it's been pretty interesting. And they went into a little bit of the backstory of the bad person who is very much like a female Mad Hatter. Like there's really no other way around it. Like she's, you know, they call her Alice. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even though they know what her real name is, but she's basically a female Mad Hatter. But she has a connection to everything, and. Yeah, but that's really good. All American has been pretty decent. I got on All American late. I didn't watch All American until it was on Netflix and I could watch it straight through. And straight through, I did watch it. It was actually pretty decent. But it's basically like, you know, it's very CW, where it's really about these teenagers a lot.
Oh, like one of those. Okay.
Yeah, it's very much about the teenagers, but it's grounded in something different than the typical CW show. It's about class, and like there's a little bit of race, and like, you know, like, and then there's football, because like you can't really make too many bad things that have football in it. Like, you know, is there such thing as
Friday Night like season 4?
But like, yeah, Friday Night Lights season 4, but like overall Friday Night Lights was really good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like Friday Night Lights season 4 could have been like the big bad of the season, could have been solved with a phone call. But like, you know, call that bitch mama.
Remember our friend, he was like, it's like, well, Friday Night Lights is such a great show. Well, yeah, I'm burning right through all these episodes, and we're like, wait till season 4. And he's like, well, what are you talking about? There's no way it could be better than nothing. Crickets.
Yep. That's like you got to get, like, a lot of shows you got to get through the first season, but for that one you got to get through the 4th one. Like, you really got to get through it. Just blaze through it. Like, it's gonna be okay. Just blaze.
Did you ever finish it?
Yeah, I finished it.
No. Yeah, I finished it like way after it was already over.
Yeah, I finished it on Netflix, so.
Yeah, I think that's where I finished it as well, because when that season came out, I think I was like elsewhere or doing some other stuff. Because I remember like they started showing, they had held it off for a while. Didn't they like not come back for a long time?
I think I think it got canceled and then they brought it back for the last season or something like that.
Yeah, something.
And then like the writer's strike happened between season 1 and 2.
So what else? I've been watching. I got back to Silicon Valley, which is like in the last season.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
It's really funny. I mean, you would like it just because I know you. But me, I'm having the time of my life, and I'm gonna be sad when it's over.
I guess so. Like, like a lot of people get hyped by what's that other show? The other nerd show that people really dig.
You have to be more specific.
The nerd show with the white nerds, and like Blossom played in it.
Oh, yeah, that's over.
Yeah, I know it's over. And like I had people that were like really sad when they announced that was going to end. Like, super sad.
Well, it had to. I watched it all the way through, and I am a huge fan of that show. But it's just like that show should have been over like 3 seasons ago. Just because it's like it just dragged. Like they had nothing. By the last season, it was all 99% filler. It was like no more story that they could tell.
Yeah, it's kind of like you got to have a real setup for your show, I guess. Like you gotta know when it's gonna end. You gotta you got to know. You got to do like what they're doing with the Good Place, where you got to know when this shit is going to end, because if not, it just drags the fuck out, and then like the end of it is just kind of like lost.
Yeah, but no, like Silicon Valley, like that's going to be over soon, because like most of the main cast is like doing other things. Like Martin Starr, he's popping up in those Spider-Man movies. The other dude, the Pakistani dude, he's making all kinds of movies and TV shows. Let's see, some of the other people are from that show are. I mean, T.J. Miller's already gone, but yeah, a lot of those people are just doing other things, and it's getting harder and harder to bring them back. So that's why they decided, hey, it's time to
go. Chase, we already talked about what we've watched. Do you want to get yours in real quick?
Yeah, I haven't been really watching anything recent. Like, just putting movies on the Plex servers, kind of rejuvenated my watching movie stuff. So I'm like, man, it's been a while since I watched this. So we literally watched some movies. We watched a couple of ghost movies. Like, one of them was pretty old, and the other one was, well, it's old now, but I consider it recent.
Did you watch Ghosts on Mars? I knew you like Ghosts on Mars.
No, we watched Stir of Echoes.
That one. I've heard of it, I've never seen it.
I don't know nothing about it. I don't really watch movies like that.
And we watched Insidious, which I didn't realize that movie is now 9 years old, which is...
Really? Like, in my mind, it came out last year.
Yeah, I know. Me too. So yeah, it was a good time. Because ghost movies can be really hit or miss. I mean, if they're really good, they're really fucking good. But if they're not really good, there's no really mediocre. They're just bad. Because you can't.
But your absolute favorite is Ghost on Mars, right? No? Okay.
Yeah, I really don't know.
I'd say my
there's a John Carpenter movie that came out in '96 with Ice Cube. It's called Ghost on Mars, and it's literally what you're thinking.
Oh, wait, did I watch
Ghost on Mars?
Is it Ghost on Mars or Ghost of Mars?
I think it's Ghost on Mars. I think.
Okay, I know I've heard of it. I can't remember if I've seen it or not.
I think it's Ghost on
Mars. I think it's really stupid. Do not ever watch that
It's basically snakes on a plane, except the snakes are ghosts and the plane is Mars.
It's Mars, and you're Ice Cube. And Samuel L. Jackson is Ice Cube.
But yeah, probably my favorite would probably be Poltergeist, the original. It's just a solid movie, you know.
Uh-huh. Did you know that they use real corpses when in the pit when they had that pit scene?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you also know that they used real corpses when they wrote Daredevil?
They did.
It's a joke. Real corpses wrote. Never mind. Forget it. Never mind, Cheese.
But yeah, so that's been fun. Just doing our thing. We were meaning to watch the Midsummer, but we haven't watched that yet. It's like a movie that came out this year about some people that are invited by some friends to go see their pagan countryside and do this Midsummer festival, but it turns out not so festival.
Did it end up being a festival of blood?
Maybe.
Worse or better than the Fire Festival?
We haven't watched it yet. We're going to watch that soon. But that's one we've been meaning to watch, and we just haven't actually did so yet. So, yeah. But she watched The Grudge and stuff, but okay. Well, here's one thing. I had the kids watch Milo and Otis.
Oh, that movie. Great.
Yeah. I never seen it, but I know about the stories of basically the fucking ravaging dogs and cats.
Yeah, I seen it when I was a kid. That was one of my favorite movies when I was a kid.
Yeah, I actually liked it as a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, and but yeah, when the cat goes off the cliff, the cat actually goes off the cliff, and when the pug is fighting the bear, you're like, it's not so fun anymore that they subjected these animals to not so good things. Like 20 cats died.
Just like when you find out that the little girl from The Land Before Time was killed by her dad.
Yeah, that was just fucked up. Like,
and then oh yeah, you know that thing where like they say that like lemurs fall out, commit suicide or whatever. They don't. What happened was there was a video of a guy just throwing lemurs off a cliff.
Yeah.
So thanks, Chase, for bringing us down.
You're welcome.
You said throwing lemurs off the cliff?
Yeah, you know how like there's like lemurs jump to the death, and
lemmings
or lemur. Oh, well,
lemmings.
Whatever. Chase is a lemur. There you go, that thing.
All right, all right. We good? Are we gonna talk about games real quick?
Yeah, let's talk about some games, man.
All right, let me start first. Okay. I finally got to start playing 2K, and my character is so trash that I considered actually buying virtual currency, which is kind of the whole point of playing the game, and that's the reason why I didn't get until fucking live was canceled. Now I'm in a situation where it's like I want to play the story out. And I want to play this character,
like to have your attributes be so low that you have to almost forced.
I mean, some of my shooting stats are in the 40s out of 90. It goes up to 99, depending on where you set your character. You know, a lot of my stuff is in like the 80s or whatever like that. But like my shooting is like in the 40s, and I can't fucking shoot buckets unless I'm butt naked, wide ass open, and I green. Like, if I do anything other than that, if anybody is close to me or if I don't green, I'm going to miss it. Greening is like getting your shot timing perfect, and you get like your little shooting bar turns green. That's when you know that your shot is perfect in that situation. So like it's bad, and it feels terrible. Like, it really does, because I'm like, I know I could be better than this. All I need to do is spend like $10 or $20 and I could be awesome. But I was like, no, but I don't want to spend any more money. Like, it's just bad. And then you see people who, I watch people play through the story, so I know how most of the story goes. And because I never intended to buy it. So now I'm going through the story and I'm nowhere near as good as they are. And that's terrible. And then I played a shit ton of Spellcaster University, and I really like that game, but it's still early access, so they really have some changes to make. But I really dig that game, and like if and I said this on the Dream Team earlier, if you really, I know him and Rashani and Nikki are doing a Harry Potter podcast because she just went through the books, so they're doing a Harry Potter podcast. But if you're like a Potterhead, like you should, if when this game gets more fully fleshed out, you should totally try this. If you're a PC gamer, it gives you a lot of Hogwarts vibes, and that's pretty fucking dope.
Wait, which game? Because you cut out on my feed for a minute.
It's called Spellcaster University. It's a PC game. It's like you're building a school, but you're building it in like pieces. But you have to draw cards in order to get the pieces in the upgrades and shit that you use.
I see.
So yeah, but yeah, it's really cool. I dig it. It's really my kind of game, and I like it a whole lot. Sam, you next? What you play?
Sure. I also played a PC game. It's
Fallout 76.
Yeah, that one. No, it's a game. I'm not sure if you heard of it. It's called The Sims 4.
Oh,
I played the first one. I got addicted to the first one. Let's not talk about that.
Pooh Bear loves The Sims. Like, I bought her most of the DLCs and stuff she has.
There is so much DLC. Like, you have to have money to buy all those DLCs.
Yeah, when they first came out, they were like $40 each. The main DLC pieces, and then that's not even the stuff packs.
Yeah, like, most people would get the main game, and then like when the new DLC dropped, they just get it. But if you're trying to get it all at once, you can't do that.
They have bundle packs, but then
it's like $800.
More stuff comes out, and you're like, what? No, yeah, on the menu screen when you log in, it says, "Here's your main game. Here's all the packs you can buy." You want to buy one?
I bought a lot of the stuff I got for Pooh Bear. I got from CD Keys, where you would get one of the expansions, and like they would give you some of the stuff packs attached to it. So like I did that for most of the stuff that she has. I even bought it for myself. I actually have The Sims 4 on Origin. I just couldn't really get into it because, well, first of all, I only have the base game. I never really got into it because like my just like understanding of the design and all of that kind of stuff is just like that's gone. Like I ain't played The Sims since like I played a little bit of The Sims 2 and then I played a little bit of The Sims busting out on Xbox. But like
Amber watches a YouTuber that like plays The Sims and he'll like make terrible people and put them together with other terrible people that hate each other and see who like survives in a house. And normally like they'll all die except for one person, and that's the winner of the game. He basically makes like a like
I've watched some of the James Turner stuff. He used to go by Flabaliki, and his Sims thing is called the Sims Supply. But he is amazing at building like homes and stuff, like building and designing homes and shit. Like, yo, I've seen some amazing shit. Like I've seen him build like a full ass apartment building, and then he actually got somebody else from another channel to like design it, and like they did this long ass video. It sped the fuck up, but it's still like a half a fucking hour, even though it's like sped up, of them like explaining all of their design decisions and all of that kind of stuff. It's like it can get really in depth, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and make this box, and then I'll separate corners of this box in order to make rooms. That's cool. Pooh Bear actually. I watched Pooh Bear play during Rob's Extra Life stream last weekend, and Pooh Bear has gotten so much better at like designing and all of that kind of stuff, because like The Sims is the main thing that she plays, and like she plays like 3 different versions of The Sims. Like, you know what I mean? Like she played, well, actually 4 different versions of The Sims. She plays Sims 4, she plays Sims 3, she plays some sort of Sims Medieval, and then she played like Free Cell, which is like an online version of The Sims, which is like complete bullshit, because most of the time she's playing Free Cell, she's just like has her character doing something and she's not fucking doing anything at all.
But the latest one that she had was the one called like Island something. You can be like a mermaid. That was kind of cool.
That's the one they talked about during E3.
Yeah. Amber likes that one.
I'm just playing the base game. I'm not gonna get into any of that stuff.
Oh man, I should give you my thing, because I've designed families. Yeah, I should figure out what my origin thing is, so you can look me up, because I've uploaded it. I've uploaded some of my families and shit like that, so Pooh Bear can use them.
The Supernatural one is kind of cool.
Yeah, we can be neighbors. No, I only in The Sims 1, I only bought one expansion, and I think it was because it was like $5 at the time. I bought that magic one, where you can go to like a magic place and then do magic and stuff like that. That's as far as I heard. It was really stupid.
I know that they're going to make a whole lot of money off of this shit and all of these expansions, but if they put all of this shit on Origin Access, well, actually, is Origin Access going away? Because apparently EA is starting to put their stuff back on Steam.
Really?
Well, I think they're doing Origin Access on Steam.
Yeah, so like if they put all of this Sim stuff in the Origin Access version, that would be dope.
Yeah, it tripped me out when I saw the new Jedi game on Steam. I was like, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. Which I hear is very kind of Dark Souls-ish. Is like very Dark Souls-y as opposed to what you think it would be.
It still looks fun.
Have you ever seen the, I can't even find it anymore, but it was really funny. Have you guys ever heard of something called the worst video game review of all time? No. It's a guy who reviewed The Sims 2, an expansion for H&M clothing.
Oh.
And like it got him fired from like PC Magazine or something, because he basically came up with the story of like the EA exec and the H&M exec meeting at a.
I kind of have a feeling like I've seen this before.
Instead of reviewing the game, he just made up a story. He's like, yeah, these two meet at a meeting at a party at headquarters, and they come up with this plan how to screw people out of the money. Yeah, and it basically ends with the EA exec committing suicide.
Yeah, I think I have, or at least heard about this, because that sounds familiar as fuck to me.
And he's like, Jimmy has always wanted to go sailing. Funny, he's sailing now.
It's like, yeah.
Have you played anything else, Sam?
I finished Outer Worlds. Finished it today, which isn't even right because there were like 2 planets that I didn't even go to, and I didn't even fill up all of my companions. But I finished it. I guess, I mean, it's advertised as you can play it any way you want to, so I guess you don't have to do all the stuff. You could just, like, I got to the last mission, and then it was one of those things where, like, they give you, like, a big boss, and you can only hit him from behind. But the thing about it is that every time you go to get at him from behind, he turns around to face you. So that was really difficult. That's really cheap. That's really cheap for them to do that. Like, at least have them get distracted every now and then.
Right.
Well, he completely wiped out my companions. So it was basically me with like very low ammo trying to fight him.
Yeah, that was.
Well, I've been still playing that. I mean, very slowly. I've got to a planet called Monarch. I don't know how far that is from the end.
Yeah, you're about half. You're about half.
Okay.
A little over half. I killed the adjutant. The adjutant, I think is what she's called. I killed her because she told me to go in, like, basically she told me to go commit genocide. And I told her to go to hell. And so she pulls out her 9 and she's like, all right, let's go. I'm like, oh, okay.
I guess we're doing this.
Right? And then I was just like, I wasn't intending to do this, but fine. Yeah, she just pulls out her big old weapon, like, out of her pants, basically. But, I don't think that was supposed to happen because I've seen videos and I've seen screenshots of her, like, at the end of the game. And she's supposed to be the big bad you're facing, not the big bad that I faced. So I don't know. I guess it's one. I mean, I think it's literally one of those games you could play multiple different. I think you could play it multiple ways.
Yeah.
And everybody gets a different ending, I think. But no, it was a lot of fun. I'm probably not going to go through it again. Well, if I do, it won't be anytime soon because that was a lot. That was a lot of leveling. That was a lot of like keeping up with your companions and making sure they're happy. It was just a lot, and I have other games I had to play, so it was fun. I had a good time with it. The end. That's pretty much all I've been playing.
Cool. Yeah, I've still been playing that. I'm not going to really talk too much because it might be spoilery or whatnot, but yeah, I just got to a planet called Monarch. I've been enjoying it as well, and I mean, the characters are, especially your companions, are written really well. I mean, I normally just roll with the lady from the beginning, and the medic girl. That's pretty much.
They all have their specialties. So whatever mission you're going to go on, you're gonna have to roll with like whoever is best at that thing.
Yeah. So
that's pretty cool. Like whenever there was like missions where I knew I was gonna have to go in like hot and heavy with the guns, I took my 2 gunners basically.
Yeah. Cool.
So yeah, that was cool.
But yeah.
Hey Chase, did you know you have to upgrade their weapons too and their armor?
Yeah.
Because like if you don't, they're gonna get taken out quickly, and you're gonna be left like, what the hey? So yeah, so that was also part of like the stuff that I just like wanted to hurry up and get through because it was a bit much.
A bit RPG.
Having to babysit people.
But yeah,
I do like the smart computer though, the smart ass computer.
Yeah.
She makes a lot of smart ass remarks. Like when they're training when they're in their training, I go into the ship and they're training or whatever they're doing. And they're like, I have to inform you that 2 crew members are making a disturbance. And I go over there like, oh, hell, are they fighting? What now? And no, they're just training. And she was just being a smart ass. But no, that's it for me.
Cool.
Okay, go ahead.
But yeah, and still playing some Destiny, like off and on between that and Outer Worlds. Mostly just with my brother, just doing the Halloween stuff. Because the Halloween stuff is technically not Halloween, it's more fall. So it goes through like the middle of November. It goes from like the middle of October to the middle of November. But that's still been fun. And that's basically it on my playing, man.
Right up.
But yeah, we've been going for about an hour and 17 minutes, so if we want to wrap up, we can wrap up.
I think we hit it. I think we hit it all. So, thank you to everybody that checks us out. You can hit us up on all of our social media. All of the stuff is in the show notes except for Sam's because Sam is antisocial.
Don't hit me up.
And so, yeah, just go there. We appreciate you checking us out. This is Scarcasm for the homies, Sam and Chase. I'm Scarfinger. This is Scarcasm, and we're out of here. Peace out to the warriors, yo. Boom, 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 bam. Scarcasm.
I like that shit, yeah, boy. Look, I'm telling you, Whoa. I'm telling. All right, I ain't gonna talk.